Hey everybody, this is Perch, and what can you get away with in a cartoon? Well, the answers are kind of varied, but there's this interesting article in Variety from the Harley Quinn co-creators, executive producers Justin Harplin and Patrick Schumacher, who are talking about what they could and couldn't get away with Harley Quinn. Now, the Harley Quinn show was definitely aimed at, and we basically were told what couldn't you get away with. You were able to do violence. You were able to have non-subtle sexual situations with Harley Quinn and everything else. But what could you not do? Harplin basically says that one of the scenes they were planning to write and that they had asked to do was going to have Batman, Bruce Wayne Batman, give oral sex to Catwoman. That he was gonna go down on Catwoman. He's gonna pleasure the kitty as a. See, there's no way to say any of this without sounding just like really old man creepy. It's just that it is what it is. So anyway, Batman gonna go down on Catwoman, and DC steps in and says, no, that's a lick too far. We can't let you do that because and for citing from the article, because heroes don't do that. And then they were talking about, we sell consumer toys for heroes. It's hard to sell a toy if Batman is going down on someone. Okay. So, anyway, a bunch of outrage, not outrage, but just like, how dare DC, the puritanical. There's something telling about us as a society, by the way. And this could be, you might say this is a bit of a stretch, but to my friends who are on the left, who often complain about we haven't progressed, or things are getting worse, or all the rest. We're having a debate at this point about can Batman in an adult themed cartoon show go down on Catwoman, and is that censorship? I understand there's a lot of newer people in the marketplace and working in companies and everything else, and the thing that is very clear to me is when I was growing up in my teens and my 20s, these are not the problems we faced. I mean, things have gotten so much better for you. Just to even contemplate this idea that there would be a mainstream cartoon aimed at adults with same-sex relationships. I mean, hell, I was I was reading this article the other day that pointed out that it wasn't like less than 20 years ago, same-sex marriage was not legal. Like they couldn't even pass it in states in real life, let alone cartoons. And today we're talking about that it's totally fine to have same-sex relationships in cartoons and everything else, and Batman can't go down on Catwoman. I mean, that's our problem now. So I wind up talking to some people on the left who are like, man, things have never been worse. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're like, it's anyway. Sorry, I got off on a tangent there. Back to Batman and what he can and can't do with pussy. So anyway, the interesting point here, a lot of people complaining about this as this kind of puritanical cartoon. However, there is a point here. I've seen a lot of people make the same mistake, which is basically to say, well, it's an adult-themed cartoon. And because it's for adults, you should be able to do whatever you want. And that's fine to a point. However, the characters are recognizable as characters that are also used in kids' cartoons. Now, hopefully parents are doing their job and they're not letting their kids, watch things where Harley Quinn's going to just use the F word a bunch. And I mean, unless that's part of their parenting strategy, in which case more power to them and good luck. But generally speaking, the parents shouldn't be letting their kids watch some of this stuff. It is made for adults. That's its intended purpose. But the characters are also, they are recognizable. And so, for example, if you had, if you showed Batman drawn in the classic kind of Paul Dini fashion, if you had him just murdering the hell out of people and like bathing around in the blood and like wiping it on his face and grinning and just doing super gruesome acts, it would disparage the brand, even if it was meant for adults. Now, going down on somebody is way better than just bathing around in blood, but still, if you're going to have Batman, it tends to be off-brand for the character. If that sounds weird to you, it is a little weird. The idea of protecting an IP and protecting brand in this way is strange. But it's also one reason why Disney doesn't do like a Mickey Mouse After Dark, and where Mickey is giving it to Minnie. Why can't you have a Mickey Minnie anal sex scene? I mean, why not? If it's schemed toward kids, well, toward adults, sorry. Well, the reason is, of course, because it would you get that image of that character, it would disrupt the brand, and that's what's going on here, and that's what DC's really saying. This article is getting kind of a lot of outrage clicks, and kind of buried way down in it. They talk about how they were pleased with DC because DC was supportive of the series, allowed them to push the envelope numerous times and everything else, and that they were concerned that imagery of these characters in this situation, it would be a very easy thing to kind of screen grab and show around other places, and it would tarnish their brand. What does and doesn't tarnish a brand is weird. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Can you have Batman cursing? You can. Can you have Batman, receiving a blowjob? No. I mean, why yes to one, no to the other? It is strange, and it always has been strange. But that's the thinking behind it. That's why they do the things they do. It's funny. Again, I'm struck by the fact that it's 2021. We've just gone through a pandemic, and our concern of the day is can Batman give Catwoman a good tongue lashing? And the answer is no. In fairness, I mean, could Harley Quinn give Poison Ivy oral sex? Maybe not. I don't know. The idea that maybe the villains can do that to each other, but not the heroes, is kind of hilarious to contemplate if you just think about. But anyway, this is the news that's going on. We have a call. It's canon. Heroes, Batman. He's not able to be a giving hero, so to speak. He is a taker only. So we say, the article doesn't explain, like, can it go the other way? Like, can Catwoman go down on Batman? We don't know. Did they try and write that? Would that be any better? My thinking is probably not. I don't think they want Batman giving or receiving in that regard. So, the things people worry about. Anyway, that's that's the news. That's what we got. What do you think? Does it matter for the cartoon if Batman is going down on Catwoman? Do you care? Like, what do you understand the difference of, like, it's an adult cartoon versus a kid's cartoon, and should adult cartoons be able to do whatever they want with recognizable characters as much as they want? This is a weird one. I mean, all of this is terrible. When I say all of this, I mean just the fact this is any kind of controversy at all is terrible. I mean, whatever. Are we getting that Patterson Batman movie? Is that coming out ever? I mean, sure. I guess. I don't know what to say about any of this. It still strikes me, by the way, that we've got these classic kind of amazing comic books and comic book runs that are out there. And yet, we can't get, like, good animated adaptations of those. Like, I don't know, if you watch The Killing Joke, they had to shoehorn in this bizarre romance angle that wasn't part of the comic, did not fit the movie, and just made no goddamn sense whatsoever. And so I still am struck by the fact that we've got this ability through animation to tell these really super detailed, wonderful stories. We could see the Crisis event unfold. We could see a lot of the Legion of Superheroes stories. It would be near impossible to film and do in real life without them looking terrible. We can do them in animation, but instead, we're having a debate over if Batman can, go down south with Catwoman. I mean, I guess. This is what you need Axel Braun for. He could take care of this problem. Anyway, let me know what you think if you care. That's a crazy Monday. Thanks for listening.